Uncle suddenly said he wanted to buy the place. Looks like he really doesn't want to become a black and blue rock star. Though the relatives made them a bit dumbfounded, at least they were willing to leave. After all, the UFO launcher is quite the high-tech toy. As a result, the trio's relationship grew closer. That night, as Walter went to rest, a sound came from downstairs. He guessed Uncle was on another night stroll. He was about to wake up Uncle when Uncle 2 hurried over to stop him. Be careful, don't let him think you're an alien. Uncle 2 reminisced about 50 years ago. Uncle and I decided to travel abroad, blissfully wandering around Europe for half a month. The night before, friends invited us to a party, one drink and we were zombie drunk, waking up in a shady place. We ended up being sold to a mercenary group, strapped into battle armor. Couldn't even think of going home. We were forced to fight countless battles and honed our skills into battlefield superheroes. After the war, we stayed in Africa. My brother became a tour guide, while I became the super waiter for the new government. He accidentally saved a princess maid, starting a princess in superhero tale. One day, I was galloping on my white horse by the seaside when suddenly a figure on a black horse raced by. We were about to enact a horse drama. We were equally matched, like an equestrian showdown, but then the black horse accidentally bumped into me, and we both fell into the water. I thought he was gonna attack me, but then I was faced with a stunning beauty. Was this a mermaid from the sea? After meeting, we fell for each other immediately. At this point, Walter asked if the princess is with Uncle. Why have I never seen her? Uncle 2 was about to explain when Uncle miraculously woke up, and they had to drop the topic. The next morning, the farm has brought in a new batch of cuties, and everyone was overjoyed. But when they went out, they saw nothing exciting, just a lazy lion lounging around. This killed their enthusiasm instantly. But Walter said, "Let me keep this lion, I've never had a pet before." Uncle considered it was merely a big cat, so he promptly agreed. 3 went to the processing plant to buy food for the lion, Uncle leading the charge, carrying dozens of pounds of Chalakastromin. They filled the truck with rations, but just as they were about to leave, Uncle suddenly got dizzy and collapsed. Walter and Uncle 2 rushed him to the hospital. Bored, Walter asked about Uncle's stories. Uncle 2 replied, not long after, the princess' father was threatened by the neighboring chief, and the princess was ready to descend into chaos. But Uncle charged into the enemy camp, made the chief slack his their pants, and happily carried off the princess. The chief was humiliated, so he put out a bounty hunting Uncle and the princess down. Uncle and the princess went on a run and encountered a bunch of hitmen in black. Though they dodged a few assassination attempts, Uncle decided to have Uncle 2 impersonate a hitman to sneak him into the tribe. The chief promised a reward of 10,000 gold coins but didn't execute Uncle directly, instead planning to torture him slowly, which was exactly what the brothers wanted. On the way to the dungeon, the brothers teamed up to attack the sharks, and Uncle finally got his revenge. He could have taken out the chief easily, but chose to give him a chance to save himself. The chief thought he could counter, but was easily handled by Uncle, and after just a few rounds, it was all over. But Uncle didn't go for the kill. Head spared the chief twice, hoping he'd get the message. 3 strikes and you're out. Walter was puzzled. If the chief backed off, why didn't the princess end up with Uncle? Did she have a change of heart? Uncle 2 had no answers, only advising Walter to ask Uncle himself. Just then, Uncle woke up. Uncle felt fine and shouted that he wanted to be discharged to grab some delicious food. I'm hungry, bring me something tasty. They went to a small restaurant, but as soon as Uncle sat down, he began ordering a feast. Uncle didn't dare answer for a while. The menu was full of bizarre items. Suddenly, some thugs started making rude comments, and Uncle 2 realized this was escalating. He warned Uncle not to go all out, but Uncle swiftly took down the thug. The fight was over in no time. They brought back a few bruised thugs, only to find the relatives had shown up. The relatives yelled that there was a lion on the farm. Walter rushed to check, but the box was empty. Then he heard some bizarre sounds in the distance and dashed in that direction. It turned out 2 mischievous kids had let the lion out of the box, sending everyone into a panic. Everyone scrambled back to grab their weapons, ready to hunt the lion. Uncle saw Walter chasing the lion into the cornfield and thought it was a bad idea, quickly directing everyone to follow. Just as they prepared to shoot, they found and shot the lion, saw Walter as its keeper. Although the lion posed no danger, the relatives insisted Uncle must remove it, or they wouldn't come back. Uncle instantly accepted this request, sending the relatives away once again, dejected. Uncle didn't make it too hard on the thugs either. He just lectured them for a solid 45 minutes on politics before letting them go. Walter wanted to take advantage of Uncle's absence to ask Uncle 2 about the prince's fate, but Uncle 2 refused to spell, leaving him even more curious.